Okay, so we're talking about different milas HaTorah, of learning Torah, the benefits and the great things. And so the last thing we talked about was B'Shem Hashem Nikrolov. Somebody who learns Torah, the name of Hashem is called upon him. Because why? Because all of Torah, the written Torah over here, is, I think it's referring to, all of the written Torah is really made up of, is one kind of, or a compilation or of different names of Hashem. Compilations of different names of Hashem. Okay, I mean, this again, we don't know much about this, but right, but Hashem for some reason decided that there should that in this world he should have a name, right? I mean, it didn't have to be that way, right? We just call him God and that's it. But he has different names, right? Different names represent different emanations, different expressions of godliness in this world, right? So that's the name, right? Meaning when you refer to Hashem by that particular name, just like when you call a human being by his name, you're calling to him, you're calling to his, that's his essence kind of. The name represents his essence. And so, like his identity, the name is the identity of that person, right? It's so Hashem also has names and he has titles, also different aspects of identity. The essential identity of who Hashem is in this world, and titles of what he does in this world, right? So names and titles. So all of Torah, which is a compilation of God's names, right? In other words, just because the Torah is an expression of God's wisdom or God's inner workings to as much as possible, so therefore it makes sense the Torah would be made up of Hashem's names, because it's a gateway into His being, right? So somebody who learns Torah, he's connecting with various aspects of godliness as revealed by the Torah. Okay, so now he's going to give us sources for this idea. Okay, so let's see. Parshas Mishpatim, Kuf Chav Daled, against the Zohar, the Cholman, the Inter Orchi de Raisa. Any person that guards or that performs the ways of the Torah, v'yishtadel bo, and he puts his effort into it, keman de'yishtadel b'shmod kadisha. It's like he's making an effort into I guess the understanding of the name of Hashem. Okay, it's like he's involved with the name of Hashem, the holy name. The Taninan, because we learned. Araisa kulo shmo dekut shebricho. The Torah, all of it is the name of Hashem. Uman de mishtadel bo, and anybody who learns Torah, command de mishtadel b'shmo kadisha. It's like somebody who's involved in the holy name of Hashem. Begin the Araisa kulo shmo chad kadisha ihi, because all of Torah is really one name, one holy name. I don't know what that means, because we presume it's made up of different names, but I guess there's the totality, I guess, of names of all the names of Hashem, they kind of form one total sum. Shmo Elo, the lofty name, Shmo the Kolul Kol Shmo, right? The name that includes all names. So in other words, it's a sum total of all names. Uman de Gora Oschad Mino. So therefore, if one person is missing one letter from the Torah, Ki'ilu Ovid Pegimusa B'Shmo Kadisha. It's as if he is damaging the holy name of Hashem. So I'm not sure what that means. This last ending, right? So somebody who's missing the one letter from the Torah. We know that the Torah is possible, right? The Torah is possible, but it's missing even one letter from the written. But we're talking about learning Torah. Learning Torah. How is it that? How can you be missing a letter from learning Torah? I'm not sure what that means. It's presume it's figurative, right?
Yeah,
missing some kind of the
Shema aspect of it.
Right. So again, I don't know. It seems that there is, besides the different aspects of Torah, there is a benefit to knowing all of it, right? Because if we're saying that all of these different names, they aggregate together into one sum total name, right? Meaning if name represents expression of God, so all of these minor expressions of God, so to speak, or individual, particular expressions of God, they combine to one total, some total expression of God. So therefore, if a person's missing some connection to God in his learning, so he's missing the full picture, right? Which is in a way kind of depressing, because who's exactly reaching that level that they're getting this total picture, right? So on the one hand, on the other hand, we say in the Pirkei Avos, Lo alecha malacha ligmar, right? It's not for you to finish the job, right? Our job is to work on it, and the end result is not so important. The process is important. So the only thing that I can think of is that yes, it's the process that's important, but it's the goal of the process has to be to finish the job, even though from the very beginning that you're never going to finish the job, but your pursuit is you're trying to get to the sum total of the Torah. You're trying to get the sum total, even though you're not going to get that sum total, but that's the mechanism by which eventually maybe there's a gift down the road, like Moshe Rabbeinu, in his 40 days, there's a gift down the road after 40 days, okay, here it is, right? So there's some kind of a process that works like this. Yeah, it works well with the Nefesh HaChaim's understanding of what Torah Lishma means, because Torah Lishma, according to Nefesh HaChaim, is to know the Torah. Which Torah? The entire Torah, to know the whole thing. My goal is I want to understand all of Torah. That's what learning Lishma means. Learning Lishma is to try as best as I could with my limited, puny human mind to try to capture as much of godliness that's given through this vehicle called the Torah. Okay? Alright, let's continue. Parshas Vayikra Gimel Beis, Rabbi Eliezer Pasach, Rabbi Eliezer began, Kol Zois Ba'osnu V'lo Shechachnucha. All of this we came by, but we did not forget you. Right? So there's a pasuk. So the Zohar Darshans, V'loi Anshinan Milulei Araisa. We did not leave behind, we did not forget the words of Torah. Right? We did not forget the words of Torah. What does it mean? We did not forget you. We did not forget the words of Torah. Mikan Olifna. From here we learn. Kol man di inshi milulei araisa. Anybody who forgets the words of Torah, v'loi boy lemilei ba, and he does not want to get involved in the learning, ki ilu inshi lekut shabrichu. It's as if he has forgotten God Himself. The ha'araisa kulo shmo dekut shabrichu have, because the Torah, all of it is the name of Hashem. Right? So somebody who's not learning the Torah, therefore he's not connecting to those expressions of God in this world, which is the name of Hashem, so it's as if he left behind, right? He's disconnecting. By not connecting, he is disconnecting. Okay, B'Shom, continue. B'Shom daf Yutes Soif Amid Aleph. Deho Araisa Man Di Yishtadel Bo. This Torah, that the person who's involved in it, Misater Bi'itroi D'Shmo Kadisha. He is crowned with the crown of the holy name. Deho Araisa Shmo Kadishahu, because the Torah is the holy name. Uman Di Yishtadel Bo, and therefore anybody who's involved in it, Isrishim, he is, I don't know how to say it, Isrishim, he is like recognized, Ve'is'ater b'shmo kaddish, and he is crowned with the holy name, Ukidein yoda orchin sesimin v'rozin amikin, and as a result, he knows the ways that are hidden and the deep secrets. So there is a revelation through connecting with the names of Hashem. There is a revelation of deep secrets that's supposed to happen. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so, all right. V'chein isa b'reish parshas shminim parshas acharei. It's again other places, and other places. So there's a connection. There is a revelation. There is a revelation that comes. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying with that revelation, but I think part of it, what he's trying to say is if the Torah is the names of Hashem, so even though so once a person makes the connection to that expression of godliness in a certain way through that name of Hashem, so the name of Hashem reveals to him more than otherwise he would through simple learning. So there is that gift aspect to learning Torah. There is, you try, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu opens up for you ideas or understandings that were not necessarily, were there. They bring over here from Ruach HaChaim, which is Nefesh HaChaim's Perush on Pirkei Avos, right? Same. There's a mission that says that somebody who learns Torah Lishmo, he's zoicha to many things. One of the things that he's zoicha is that that's later. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right. This is different. Sorry, this is different part of. This is from Shira Shirim, different part from Shira Shirim. It says that because every letter of Torah is a name of Hashem, so He is purified. So there is a religious aspect to it, right? And not just knowledge. The revelation, the lack of revelation, comes from the lack of closeness to Hashem. Since by learning Torah, I'm connecting with the names of Hashem, so I'm connecting with God Himself via this expression or that expression as I'm learning, or the totality of expression. So that has a purification aspect to it. And because the only reason why I'm not connected to those secrets or that knowledge that is not readily available to me is because I wasn't given to it, because I wasn't privy to it, because I wasn't on the level. So by learning Torah, I'm opening myself up, I'm purifying myself, and as a result, I'm opening myself up to levels that I otherwise wouldn't get. There's another place later on, over here, they bring from Pirkei Avos that says that sometimes, we're all blind in a way, like we say, like Omer Rabbi Binyamin, right? Omer Rabbi Binyamin, Hakol b'ches kasumin, right? Everybody's blind until Hashem opens their eyes, right? Because we are blind. Sometimes something could be right in front of you, and you're not gonna see it. So, our psychological kind of assessment is limited, right? I mean, and our in psychology they deal with this all the time. There's so many optical illusions, and just like we have optical illusions, we also have mental illusions, and so our observation sometimes is messed up. Our observation is incorrect, or it's over dramatized, or it's exaggerated, or under exaggerated. It's surprising that human beings can get any sort of knowledge because we're not so good at really seeing reality for what it is, right? But that's part of this gift that you work on it, you do your hishtadlus, and then Hashem opens your eyes. And then once Hashem does open your eyes, you realize, well, what exactly was I working on before, right? But that's the process. That's the process. The process is we are blind, and we're blind to sometimes very simple things, and Hashem helps us once we put in the effort. Then kind of the screen is lifted, and all of a sudden, oh, I get it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Just to see a little more. Okay, and for this same reason, they said the right? Hashem and His Torah are one. Because Hashem and His name is one. Right? So even though we say right? In the future, Hashem and His name will be one, but that's only our perception. But in reality, Hashem and His name, Hashem's essence, and Hashem's name, which is His expression, are really all one. And so the Torah, which is now, as we're saying, is the name of Hashem. In other words, an expression of Hashem is really all one. The essence of Hashem is in the Torah, right? And the Torah is all one name. The name of Hashem mamish. Zakoch huke demand zochibo. How fortunate is the chiluk, the portion of one who is zocher, who merits this. Man de zochi be'araisa, whoever merits the Torah, zochi b'shmo kadisha, he merits the holy name of Hashem, the kushabrichu, mamish, exactly. Rabbi Yossi adds, b'kushabrichu mamish zochi. He is really zocher to the essence of Hashem, the ho'u shmei chadhu, because Hashem and His name are one. Right. Okay. So that's the same. It's the same idea that we were mentioning before. That the Torah is the name of Hashem. That is the expression. I mean. Right. Let's say it this way. When I every word really that we say, right? I tell you chair. Right? The word chair, C-H-A-I-R, it's a bunch of squiggly lines on a piece of paper, but triggers in your mind a mental picture of a chair. Right? So the words of Torah are little kind of triggers that trigger in your mind or in your soul, or whatever the case may be, right? Triggers that aspect of godliness, right? Through your connection to it. So if we're saying Kuchabrichu and His name are one, and the Torah is basically a bunch of collection of letters and words that are divinely designed to trigger in you those things, right? So as you are learning the Torah, you are constantly, you have that, whatever it is, nuclear reaction in your brain that is opening up your soul, your mind, I don't know, whatever it is, your being, to the experience of godliness. Right? So somebody who merits it on that full scale, of that sum total scale, so that's a whole different level. That's when he's tapping into that real kedusha, real holiness, and real godliness. Okay, we'll stop here.